Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to do a clear view talk about community matters and universal matters in the community, about politics and anything else that's come up. So basically, all you need to know is that, just normal tasks throughout the day. Let me fix my computer here a little bit better. There it is. But basically, all you need to know is that you literally just can't even do the energy in the city or even in the small town because it just agitates. Like, why can't you get this task done? Why can't you? It's not that hard to get it done. So when I look at it and I say, why can't we, like, just even on a daily task of going to the gas station or going to a Dollar General or something of small convenience or running an errand, and then you have 15 attitudes towards you. So when you see it and you actually say, I'm actually going to do this and I'm going to do that, it really is true. But to be frank, you can't even do a DUNE. The thing is that there's something about pursuing anything in this community or anywhere else in the city and the states right now that when you look at it and you say Donald Trump actually is really upset about his portrait picture, you have to say he's at this point of annoyance where he can't get anything done. And then it goes down to the simple stay-at-home mom. They can't get anything done. It seems like everyone's on a stay put order. And so when I say it and I go, is it trickery? That's not really true, but a stay put order is perceptive. A stay put order is relative. Stay put order is something of like what I used to call a containment issue, where a containment issue actually comes in and says, they're here, there, and everywhere, and it's up to slander and defamation, even at a community gathering where they just keep running their mouth. So when I see this, it really is like intellect that really has come through really hard. And when I see it, I have to say, there's something that everyone needs to do, and it's actually pace themselves. There's something when I see this, it's not an actual true hanging or a waiting. It really is something of like a clearing to coming back in that has to do with healing. So when I actually see healing, I'm seeing it different. I'm seeing like a slowing down, like a digging into the ground. Or if you're riding a horse, you actually are slowing the horse down. When I see this, this really is about creativity, no matter where your political viewpoints lie, because it is something about seeing it in the future where all parties were in agreement. This is not really something when I see this skull that is a good thing. It really is an energy of a to be a DUNE. But when I look at the book, it's not written, it's something foretold, which means with observancy that even someone who's not a psychic can say that's going to happen because it's just cause and effect. It's highly documented. When I see the lantern here in this card, it actually is something where you can't understand. You look at it through night or night vision goggles, or you see fireflies, and I say, just maybe wait a week and see if it's different. There's something about a little bit more of dishonesty that hasn't come out in the media yet. There's something of a giving that hasn't come towards the media yet. It's highly locked. So, what could that actually mean as far as someone is in daily life? And it really is alluding to this card, which is transformations. where you can't even understand. It feels like a play on words to a trolling, to a pun of someone trying to do something. Let's see. What do we need to know? Over the last week, a lot of energy did come in, and we are near the full moon, and it really is not even that cantankerous, which means it really is blunt. It is high end humor to bring something out, but really it's still saying that everyone needed to slow down. And you sit there and you say, I think we did need to slow down because there were still unresolved problems from the last administrations and other things of roles of changing into leadership, that when you see it, there had to be some sort of common ground where everyone agreed. That's why they need to slow down. But in reality, it really is by staying grounded. How is the public actually staying grounded at this point? Because they're really running high on high because they're low. This is it. This is where it really is hard, because it is, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. I still hear like the stories about hostages. I still hear the stories about anti-Semitism and the protests, and that they have to stop funding. So then when you actually look at our agencies and that they're being dismantled, which actually affects all the way down to your light bill, you have to say my grocery bill is probably going to be $1,500 a month if it keeps running like this. So when I see this, and I go, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. You have to say, there's just some things that maybe some of us have to give up. And it is a free will choice. And all of a sudden it's right there and it's easy to give it up. So when I see this and it says, you already know it's right inside of you on what you need to do. It really is just truly your instinct and your intuition. When it says doors are opening, you decide, wild card. This one is like a hard, like, give and take that will come forward in the communities. Now, as far as where I am here in Connecticut, it really is like this energy of resounding it. Like you have to repeat and repeat everything. So when I actually say it and you actually do it to the point where you can't understand a whole lot, to the point where you have to say you might actually give some people some grace. So when I look at it, it says trust where you're led. It's something as simple as, you know what, I need to go to the store, but I'm not going to go until this time. I'm not going to file those charges until this time. I'm not going to file it because I bet you any money you already knew. So when I see this, there's something about birth, about as a portal, that kept coming through. Let's look at the runes. So when I see this and I say, you got to be careful, because in reality, we're still not out of cold and flu season. And you need to be careful on how it is all presented, that you literally just have to say, you know what? You just need to button your lips and you just need to go. Because you get almost no tolerance. You try to have a good conversation with people, and then you can't even see it coming. So, as I see this and I see the gold tarot come out, but not the runes, that literally is being led to something else. You can't even see it coming. So before you pick up, a bag of Cheetos and then you're accused of libel, and then you actually look at everything, but really, someone, like as the incident here in Waterbury, where someone was locked in a house with a stepmother for 20 years and they just emerged. You have to say what was really real about that. This is not the beginning that we wanted. We wanted passionate. We wanted a turnout and a flyover and a show. But in reality, we already had the show. Here in Connecticut, at least some of the units flew down to Syria and Iraq. They flew right down to Texas with a full outgoing. We've had multiple funerals for law enforcement and our canines. We've had a show. We've had a show in multiple states. That really is it. But really, where is this show that we're looking for? It's really not popping off. But when you look at it, it's incomplete cycles still. So when you actually boil it down to every day, when you walk into the town hall and you say, I'm complaining about this, but I'm paying my taxes, and they say, thank you. It really is this look and this feeling of, have you talked to your neighbors about it first? Where is this drama and upheaval and this chaos? And I'm looking through all the paperwork. Everyone's looking through paperwork. It has to do with severe isolation. It really has come through. It's a sharp cut when I see this death card in reverse. So when I look at it and I say, if you look at a title and then you actually say, in the divorce, they are awarded the turtle with everything, the title to the turtle, who was the contender in that. You couldn't make it up. Absolute weakness. Really, we're regaining as a community of a lot of things. There's something like deceitful that still goes around. That's just normal human behavior. You're just not to know. Is it deceitful? No, it's a harsh word. It really is perceptive. So when you look at it and there's 4 of wands and you actually have to say, you go to the right, but it's spelt wrong. And then you actually get annoyed because the mailman delivered it again. It's so simple. People are so annoyed down to having just little tiny ants in their house at this point. When I see this, the 2 of swords in reverse, it really means that in this community, up to countrywide to multiple countries, that it really is like a crosshairs, meaning this, it's not a rifle and it's not a scope and it's not the judge that says we must stick to our guns and it's not the judge that's going to be impeached. You can't even see it coming. You can't even see it coming. It's not meant to be known, but I don't feel like it's being deceitful by being hidden what we're supposed to wait for this unveiling. You can't make it up. What actually gets put into the media. That's what I'm seeing right now. All right, runes. Let's see what else is going on. Here we go. Black obsidian. Berkana, birch, birth. When you look at this, you can't even believe what is this birth of something. So we got the golden age. By that time in documents and in history that you have the great severing and you have the great divide to almost a continuance on. That's not good. So when I see Degas here, it really is something of a go about order, which people don't like, and let's just sit and watch. Because when I see Soul, there's something too solid, something way too solid. So when I see this, I see a wasp, which is there's strength in this like solidarity. And then when you see this, it says like collecting through. I feel like this is like going about and seeing how nasty something came through in the community, that it's solid, cemented, power. There's something about power toward that solidness. It's not good. I have to say that's where the community really should be like saying out loud, like down to small community to where they are in the colleges, saying it's just instinct and intuition that there's something not right. It really made money. It was disturbing. It had to do with ash. And then when you see it, it will cause a freeze. It's not the freeze you're thinking or the one that they kept putting out into the media that it would happen. But when you go along, this is righto, when you go about your day, you're going to see it somehow. It really like cuts through at least 5 states. 5 states. When I see this, it literally is ulcer like torching. When you look at it, it's ill fate, which means it was energy that came through towards something or someone or community that alarms everything of what is true. All right, let's see what else is going on. So as we talk about that, that's just a friendly reminder. Check on your neighbors if you can. Check on your community members and make it known. There we go. We'll look at that one later. Let's look at this one. Weigh-in and Oracle. What do we need to know for the next week coming up in the communities? It usually all is known by then. I'm looking at it, but in the community, the energy will throughout the collective to universal to where I see where we have this full moon, that energy coming through that you can't even believe how hard it is. As I'm seeing it, hearing it, feeling it with clairaudience and all of that, you just can't like even move out of a house sometimes. It's bad. It's bad. I don't even know why I'm saying that in the communities. But I definitely see where it's coming. It's so hard to drive the next week. I say use prudency. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Right into political matters. Don't even drive it. Don't even drive it home. Don't even go anywhere. Don't even do anything because you can't even see this coming. Like I said, let's look at what has happened with what we talked about. A free will choice would actually happen to where, from 219 to 327, we don't even know where it's going to be. I definitely see it's central. I definitely see it's going to cause a lot of passion. Some people might actually get it in a dream of what is to come. Some people might actually hear it, and I'm seeing through like talking through the radio, chit chatter. When you see it, you go, you can't even believe it. It's almost, the situation is almost celebrity-like. And when you see it and you go, you can't even believe it. It was a free will choice. If it is truly Gene Hackman's death, you can't even believe it. Something to do with that. Why would that uptick that? As seen with Shel Trachtenberg, it was cobwebs. It was heart failure. It was degeneration of the mind. It was illness in the house, and it was left at that. But let me tell you, there's something not right. There's something about it will make everyone a little bit more compassionate towards each other. When I see light technology, it's like you can hear the song in your car. And you almost use your imagination. It's nasty. It's so nasty. When you see this cosmic unity, everyone's on the same page with it. Like, this is disgusting. So as politics would go in, they would actually sit there and they would probably chit chat over a game and see what comes out. Anywhere else, they're doing normal, like being creative, like what is going on in this community? We don't even know at all. What the heck is going on? So let's dig a little bit deeper. That's the energy right now. Kashapp Tarot. I don't hear anything popping off. Anything. Let's see. Still scrying. There's no like diversity in this. It's like situations that are going to come up and during the next week until next week. When I see this, I see the lightning bolt. When I see the lightning bolt, I see an old thing, and it's not derogatory or of like alluding to drug use, but it's called a light pass ceremony. And this light pass ceremony really has to do with like the power of oneself. And when they do the power of oneself, it goes through. And some people have actually seen it. Let me see. Where have they seen it? Where everyone's like, yeah, I've seen that. And they do that on a daily basis. Some people might do it in their car. Some people might like listening through. Some people get like a power trip on a power kick up, like exercising. Some people might actually get like just going like to a gas station just through a couple of things, and they literally can get a rise up and send out energy. Well, when I'm talking about this like light pass ceremony, you can't even see it through. Something that, like we said, can come through the wind. Like you heard it through the wind. When you look at this and you see the karmic trench, it's something that feels like a ripple through energy. If some people are sensitive to it, you might see more of the like instances come towards you. You might actually say, wait a minute, I can actually see your aura today. And then you actually see this, which is the Queen of Forces. It really is balancing one's energy. So when you look at it, and as we were saying in this topic, is kick up of tick up, and how the public and everyone's going to interact with everyone. It's building something, building the architect, and it's already written that it would happen. So when I see this, I would say, look at those who hold that key to documents, and it's the King of Scrolls. All right. Lastly, let's end gentle. What else do we need to know? I hear there's fine line of taxes. I hear there is everything that it should. And when I see this and I say the Page of Pentacles, I see like more people retracting back on money offers. Money offers. It's not the best of beginnings, but it's okay. I hear it really is okay. It was worth the wait. When I see this Six of Swords, I have to say, once it actually goes through, it will make sense. It will make sense. All right, let's look through the crystal quartz, and it's DONE for the night. Everything will make sense as it plays out, definitely throughout the next 24 hours. But on the 26th, it's very clear. Like I'm telling you, every Wednesday, it's almost down to like on clockwork on what you need to see. And then when you see on the 27th, everything settles down and it's very known. But on the 28th, it's like it resets itself. It's so odd in the public with the energy. So with that being said, any questions or concerns or comments, leave a comment, an email, a like, and a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good night.